The people of Bengaluru have gathered here at Freedom Park to raise their voice against the increasing number of hate crimes that is happening across the nation, especially the recent Jaipur-Mumbai train incident where an RPF Jawan shot 3 Muslims. The protesters are voicing their concerns and questioning the government on power on what they are doing to curb the violence that is widespread across the nation.
The narration that the RPF Jawan thought was mentally challenged. How do you see it? Like, do you find it a lot like bonkers, or do you see it to be
this has a lot of parallels to what happens in America, where gun crimes, as we all know, are at they lead the world in.
Yeah.
And every time there's a white person who takes out a gun and shoots a black person, or there is police violence, largely white officers shooting dead black people, when it goes to the case or it comes to the media, it's always taken as a one-off case of mental illness, rather than a systemic racialization of black bodies. And I think it's very similar in parallels, where rather than it being a systemic case of Islamophobia in the terms of the speeches that are given, it's pushed under as being it's a one-off case of a officer or a police officer who was mentally ill. And I don't think we should be accepting that.
UCC that has been revised again and brought into the political table again. Is it implemented in India, or is it just a fuel for Odisha government that is taking power in 2020?
I mean, the timing of it, it was there before the election. Soon after that, it's come back after that. And the way it's come back, the Law Commission had put out a consultation paper in 2020, 2021, and they had recommended that it not be brought back because certain reforms still were needed. That commission has no longer had that kind of feedback, and it wasn't held in the same way. So then if it is a democratic process where UCC is meant to bring equality to the country, then everybody's views need to be held. And if those are not taken into consideration, then one can't really say that, well, this is a political gamut to raise the profile of a very anti-Muslim understanding of mainstream Hindus. It takes the stereotypes that we've been seeing in films, we've been seeing in books, we've been told in our communities, and you say, okay, this is why the UCC is needed and then you add a feminist lens about equality for Muslim women and all. But the community in itself has a lot of these reforms going on. Rather than those being amplified, you don't see any of that coming.
So how do you think that we can motivate or increase awareness? Or what do you think the right way to go about it?
For students, particularly for students, it is the time that, first of all, we should organize ourselves in university, organize ourselves against privatization, NEP, because students should, first of all, counter the attack that is happening on the student community. Youth should look into the history that there has been fascism in the past in Germany, in Italy, in US, in Japan and other parts of the world, and there has been a force which has defeated it in the past. Fascism cannot be defeated through elections, through petitioning, through this call of Ganga Jamuni Tehzeeb, that we are Hindu Muslim Bhai Bhai and Hindu Muslim Sikh Bhai. Real fight is on the street, and there is only one force which in the past has shown that it will tackle it, which is the force of the working class. All such liberal forces can easily be divided into religion, caste. Even this group can be divided, I'm damn sure. But when we appeal to the cause of the working class, it cannot be divided. Farmers are also Muslim, they are also Hindus. They cannot be divided. If they are united by their class, then only we can create a force which can defeat fascism. History has shown it in Germany, in Russia, everywhere. Fascism has only been challenged by forces of class. Identity groups have never challenged fascism. Problem is that all these protests, general participation is from intellectuals, upper middle class. There is no working class people here. And the real onslaught is on working class people. People who are killed in Mewat, Nu, Gurgaon are not intellectuals or upper middle class people. They are still living in their flats and buildings. Real onslaught is on working class people who are migrant workers from UP, Bihar. So it is for youth to look that where the actual force which will challenge fascism is. I do not personally, because this was a general protest, so I am participating, and it's our duty to participate in every such protest. But the real fight will be waged by working class, by the actual class which is facing the onslaught. These people are not facing onslaught. Sorry to say, they can give liberal sounding ideas, good pledges, sound very good for to Gandhians and media. But this will not work on ground.
So in short, you're telling you don't see a point in this.
I see this is good for upper middle classes, for liberal intellectual circles, for their awareness. But definitely this will not create any dent on the actual fascist forces. They will easily frame this as a protest of Muslims, protest of Dalit forces. If it would have been protest of working class, they can also frame it like they are Naxals. Whatever, they can call us whatever. But the truth is that only those people can fight it because they are facing it. These people will go back home and, of course, I also belong to this class. Even though I am working as a political worker among the working class, but this ultimately is like for self-satisfaction, for self-gratification that I have performed my duty of protest here. Now I can go back home.